Hello from Berlin, and checking in again from today's the Future of Music and Arts in Medicine and Health conference. And it's been a really rich space today, not least because there's a little more familiarity with the space and that increased sense of comfort and resonance with environment, I believe, allows there to be more capacity for me at least to take on more information. So aside from presenting my own work today, I feel that I've been much more attentive in my listening capacity in the discussions that I attended later in the afternoon. So that's been nice to allow myself to connect fully with the energy of presenters that are delivering that information, possibly because I've come into the presentation dialogue part of my brain because I was in my own process with that today too. So yes, the 5 elements of voice work meets polyvagal theory, a trauma-informed approach to holistic voice work. That presentation went well, I felt, and also just a thank you to anyone that came by today, and also the level of engagement and the willingness to listen and to ask questions and to engage me at a deeper level has been really stimulating and really valuable. So a lot of those questions have opened up more doors in my mind and are giving me a sense of the next iteration of how this information will be communicated, what medium might I use for that, and to what depth that information will be presented as well. So it's been really helpful to have those questions coming from people within different disciplines and different domains, and also different cultural perspectives too. It just adds another layer of inquiry that's really helpful to get that outward lens on your own work. So it's been really a really positive experience, and also the supportive social element of having someone engaging with you in an active listening way is therapeutic in and of itself. So that aspect is also something that is to be nurtured and acknowledged too, because I can also speak to my experience of arriving in the conference space and feeling the overstimulation aspect kicking in the early stages when you're still landing in the space, and also trying to identify where do I feel that I want to be, and what conversations do I want to connect with, and what kind of information am I being called towards, and what do I have the capacity to engage with today. So having been swimming in that space very much so yesterday, and then moving into a different role of sharing my own work and having the opportunity to do that in a really constructive way, in a supported space where all that infrastructure is taken care of. So it's there for you to show up and to be present and to share to the best of your ability. So that's also a thank you to the level of organisation that has gone into that to make these platforms possible, and that is really important. Also, it feels for early stage career and early stage iteration work to have spaces for constructive criticism, and also just to be exposed to a network of people where there is the possibility to bridge the gap of what may, from an administrative point of view, feel like you are having to take quantum leaps in order to have conversations with other professionals or people that are operating in different domains where you are not familiar of the language or the structures that are central to the way that those disciplines actually operate. So the benefit of being physically together in the space and having those opportunities to connect and engage at a social human level is really important and valuable. And it's been nice to feel that those touch points have been possible with people at very different career stages, all the way from freshly graduated and current students through to retired professors as well, and of course practitioners. So that's all been great, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And today's highlight, I would say, there's been lots. It's not a prioritization of hierarchy in terms of everything has been really valuable, but the conversation around ethics for me came at a really good time. Is definitely something that is deepening within my own reference point and practice at the moment. And funnily enough, Fridays are my day to go in for this course that I'm currently doing, which is the Introduction to Counselling Skills course. And I have missed today's lecture, which would have been on ethics. And I've also missed presentation today for my first assignment, so I've got that to look forward to when I get back to Scotland. But it felt poignant that there was a presentation that I sat in on this afternoon, which really importantly touched on the importance of ethics, and also just to invite a discussion for that to be present, really, in amidst all of these other dialogues that are happening. So I really look forward to exploring that. So the code of ethics for arts in health professionals. So yeah, that's definitely opened up something deeper for me that feels quite aligned and relevant with where I am in terms of situating my own practice within reference to other frameworks and guiding principles, and languaging that also. So yeah, as you can probably hear, there's lots still finding its space for translation, and I expect that to happen later next week when I've had a bit of time to process again. So this is the subsiding lull for today, and gearing up again for another another day tomorrow, and looking forward to that. And yes, I will check in again with you, and yeah, have a good evening, everyone.